Hello guys, I'm back, I guess. I'm not really gonna be doing a video essay today. Rather, I'm gonna be doing an anime review. Yeah, I don't know, you guys will see. I came up with this idea where I make a list of about 20 anime series and movies I haven't seen, have one of those random selector websites pick a random show or movie from the list, I watch it, and then review it for your viewing pleasure. I'm thinking about doing this at least once a month, as well as make a video essay maybe every other month? I don't know, I'm still deciding that one, but I do have some ideas for video essays already in the works. Anyways, the first anime on the list that was picked was The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, directed by Mamoru Hosoda, who you may know from The Boy and the Beast, Mirai, and a few others. The film is based on a book of the same name by author I can't pronounce this guy's name, released in 1967. I don't know much about the book, but if the movie and the book are fairly similar, then consider this a review for both the book and the movie. Also, this review is going to be mostly spoiler-free. The reason I say mostly is because I'm going to give away some minor parts, however, it's not going to really ruin the experience of the movie if you really want to go watch it yourself, but I advise you to stick around because I'm going to be covering some really weird stuff. It definitely isn't a Mamoru Hosoda masterpiece, but it definitely ain't a dumpster fire either, and I'm going to be explaining why. After the movie was over and the credits were rolling, I said, yep, I just wasted 2 hours of my life. This movie feels like it has no true conclusion at the end, at least not for me. And there's plot holes. I mean, they're not major plot holes, but they're plot holes nonetheless. So I'm gonna give you guys a little story here. The movie is about this schoolgirl named Makoto Kono. The movie starts with her having a really awful day, when all of a sudden she trips and her elbow hits this weird tree nut looking thing. She ends up going on some weird acid trip for a second, then comes back to consciousness. Then, on her way home from school, she rides her bike down a hill for only there to be a train going by at the bottom of the hill, and the bike won't stop. She flies into the oncoming train and dies. We think she does, until she wakes up a few minutes earlier before the train is supposed to go by, and she figures out she has the ability to time travel. It's a weird movie. I'm not going to give away any more of the plot, mostly because it's just insanely boring and nothing really worthwhile happens. Well, actually, there is one sequence that was really interesting, but it then gets interrupted by the most boring scene in all of anime, filled with one of the most exciting things of all, talking! Yay! I swear, there wasn't one moment of this movie that I was invested in any of the characters. They're all so lifeless and bland that they made me think, I wonder what other things I could be doing aside from wasting my life on this awful movie. And I feel like there would be parts where the writers would just set up some pretty interesting character arcs just for them to pull the rug out from under everyone and start focusing on someone else. This is basically the entire movie. Random things happening and no one asking them to. Also, geez, what's with the art style? It's so generic it could give my sister my writer a run for its money. It's almost like the majority of the budget was completely blown on the acid trip scene and we didn't really get anything else interesting after that. The whole movie felt like this great big slog that could have been over way before it actually ends. Like, an hour and 40 minutes is way too long for this story. They could have trimmed the fat somewhere. Anywhere. Absolutely anywhere at all. Alright, I'm being really hard on this movie, despite the fact that it does have some qualities. As I mentioned before, it does have some really interesting concepts. They're used in a few unique ways a few times, but aside from that, there's not much going for it in that department. And while I was making fun of this movie's art style, the animation itself isn't really bad at all. In fact, it's more in line with what I expect from a big anime film studio. I've got a feeling this movie was insanely rushed, and there were some budget cuts along the way, leading for an utterly disappointing film by the end. If you're looking for another great drama after watching Your Name, yeah, this isn't it. I've heard Makoto Shinkai's other works are pretty good though, and have some fairly similar themes. Except for Children Who Chase Lost Voices, that movie can suck a lemon! Sorry about that, guys. If you fast forwarded to the end of the video to hear my final thoughts on this movie, all I have to say is it's completely and utterly disappointing. While it has its good moments and some pretty decent animation, the film all around is bland and almost feels unfinished. Because of some really nice animation techniques in one sequence and some interesting concepts that were used in a few unique ways, I'm giving The Girl Who Leapt Through Time a final score of 5 out of 10. Well guys, I'm gonna end this video on a high note with a very, very, very important message for any anyone and everyone watching, please watch Mob Psycho 100. I'm begging you, please just go watch it. Just do it. I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about because it doesn't even matter. I believe everyone who considers themselves anime fans should watch it. Heck, I think most people who aren't anime fans should watch it. Even some of the people from the crew who made Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse were praising it, if that tells you anything. Alright, I'll stop rambling about Mob now. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Brady, aka Galactic Popcorn, and I'll see you guys in the next one.